Turkey's audacious attack on a United States military base located near Israel made headlines all over the world. This brazen act of aggression has caused international diplomatic circles to be shaken, and it has the potential to disrupt a region that is already unstable. The unprovoked attack that took place in the early hours of a tense morning on an army base in the United States has prompted leaders from around the world to express their concerns regarding the consequences of the attack. This in-depth analysis will investigate the attack, Turkey's reasons for carrying it out, and the potential consequences that could result from this alarming occurrence. An assault was carried out on the Incirlik Air Base, which is located in southern Turkey, close to Syria and the eastern Mediterranean Sea. This base is strategically significant for the United States military. As a vital outpost for the United States in the Middle East, Incirlik has been home to both combat and surveillance drones for a very long time. Due to its proximity to Syria and Iraq, the United States relies on it to provide support in the fight against terrorism and to maintain stability in the region. Both American and Turkish forces were taken aback by the attack that took place early in the morning on Incirlik. In the beginning, it was reported that Turkish fighter jets had carried out a targeted attack on the base, with the intention of destroying vital military assets and infrastructure. As a result of the attack, the runway, the fuel storage facility, and the communication centers were all damaged. Despite the fact that no American personnel were, the damage posed a threat to the operational capability of the base. Nobody can understand why Turkey would attack a military base belonging to an ally, especially one that is located close to Israel. Our comprehension of this act is contingent upon the intricate geopolitical tensions and regional dynamics that exist in the Middle East territories. It's possible that Turkey's decision to attack Incirlik was influenced by the fact that it has been engaged in a protracted conflict with Kurdish groups, particularly the YPG in Syria. As a result of the United States' support for the Kurdistan People's Protection Unit, YPG, in the fight against ISIS, the Turkish government is incensed. The Kurdistan Workers' Party, which Turkey considers to be a terrorist organization, is seen as an extension of the YPG, which is considered to be a terrorist organization. It is possible that the attack on Incirlik is a signal that the United States ought to cut ties with the YPG and go in the direction of Turkey. Turkey, under the leadership of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, has been actively expanding its regional influence by implementing a bold and assertive foreign policy, which has included military interventions in Syria and Libya. There is a possibility that the attacks on the Incirlik Air Base by Turkey are an attempt to challenge the dominance of the United States in the Middle East. It's possible that this is part of Turkey's plan to dominate the geopolitical situation in the region. Iraq, in this incident, the proximity of the attack base to Israel makes things more complicated. In the most recent years, Turkey and Israel have had a relationship that has been tense and occasionally violent. Incirlik may have been attacked with the intention of undermining American influence in the Middle East and causing disruptions to the cooperation between the United States and Israel. When it comes to his leadership, President Erdogan is confronted with a number of challenges, such as a weak economy and a growing opposition. One of the most powerful countries in the Middle East, Russia, has advocated for a peaceful resolution. It's possible that Moscow will use the incident to improve its position in the region. The attack on Incirlik has the potential to further destabilize a region that is already unstable. It could make the conflict in Syria more complicated, exacerbate tensions between Turkey and the United States, and make it more difficult to fight ISIS and other extremist groups. There is a possibility that the incident will also cause regional instability in countries that are nearby. Increasing tensions in the Middle East, which is a global energy hub, may have an impact on the prices of oil and gas. The economy could suffer if there are disruptions in the energy supply in the Mediterranean and Gulf. For the purpose of de-escalating the situation, diplomatic channels will be utilized. Talks between Turkey and the United States could be mediated by international organizations such as the United Nations. The international community is currently dealing with the aftermath of the attack on Incirlik Air Base, and it is imperative that they consider the bigger picture as well as potential solutions. Assessing the damage to the base and determining how it will affect the operations of the United States military in the region will be a top priority. A reevaluation of the United States' operational capabilities and the relocation of certain assets to regional bases may be necessary. Most likely, diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the situation will be given priority. An attack by an ally on a military installation in the United States poses a threat to the cohesiveness of NATO. There may be an urgent meeting of the leaders of NATO to discuss the crisis and decide how to respond to it. These conversations will be closely monitored because they have the potential to influence the relationship between NATO and Turkey. The United States and Turkey may be able to de-escalate their diplomatic talks. During these discussions, Turkey may voice its concerns regarding the support that the United States provides to Syrian Kurdish groups. It may be possible to de-escalate tensions and prevent further aggression by locating areas of agreement and addressing Turkey's concerns regarding international security. Israeli actors and other regional actors could potentially assist diplomatic efforts to reduce tensions. Israel prioritizes regional stability and may act as a mediator or advisor to the United States and Turkey, despite the fact that its relationship with Turkey is complicated. The context of the Middle East as a whole is extremely important to this crisis as a result of long-running wars, proxy wars, and rivalries between major powers. The region has been a source of conflict. An attack on Incirlik could lead to instability in the region, particularly in Syria and Iraq, where the United States is currently engaged in a fight against terrorism. It is essential to keep a close eye on Russia's involvement in this crisis. Russia is a significant player in the conflicts that are taking place in the region, and it has been working to increase its influence in the Middle East. It's possible that Moscow will use the incident to make its presence known and offer to mediate. Diplomatic efforts are absolutely necessary, but there is no straightforward solution to this complicated situation. It is possible that Turkey's attack was motivated not by the Kurdish issue, but rather by desires to advance its regional interests. It may be possible to find a solution to the crisis by addressing these geopolitical aspirations and making accommodations for Turkey's interests within the context of regional stability. The international community has been shocked by Turkey's attack on the Incirlik Air Base, which is located close to Israel. This attack has also raised questions about Turkey's motivations and the potential consequences of its actions. The leaders of the world need to make diplomacy and peaceful resolution their top priorities in order to prevent escalation and preserve stability in the Middle East. Thank you for sticking with me through this. Like, comment, subscribe, and make sure the notification bell is turned on to ensure that you do not miss any videos.